So, I am crying because I just woke up this morning and I was watching some videos to be able to install my inverter today. It's been a full nightmare with solar. The guy did not do a good job, or he gave me, had me buy the reliable inverter. I don't know. I'm hearing that it's popular with people with RVs and vans and such, but I'm not seeing it. The first one was overheating. Granted, it was used from Amazon, so that may be an issue. And then I replaced it with a brand new one, and then it just stopped working. I don't even know what to say about it. It just stopped working. It was working fine. I watched, my TV all night until like 3 o'clock in the morning. I went to bed. I woke up at 6 a.m. to the beeping noise of the inverter, and I turned it off with the remote, and I went back to sleep. And I woke up and turned it on, and it did not come on. I went to the box, and it didn't come on there either. So I ended up having to take it off myself. Fortunately, I had pictures and a text message from the guy telling me how to remove it, safely. And so I did that, and then I've watched videos last night. I've just watched videos from Will Prowse, which you guys probably know of. It's Mr. Solar. You can hear the cars racing by, and that's me being on the racetrack on Chandler still. Anyways, so I've been watching videos from Will, trying to learn, safety of being able to install the new one. I got an Energizer 4,000 watt. Rushed it from Amazon. Literally got it in one day, which was a blessing because we desperately need it. Our neighbors out here are definitely not happy with running the generator, and so, they haven't complained. It's actually this old man up the street, and I don't even know where this guy lives, but he doesn't live anywhere near where I'm at, but he's been complaining to the police. And fortunately, I've had very nice officers come out, especially the last one, Robert Benavides. I don't know. I can't really say his name. But he was super sweet. Gave me his card. I texted him my phone number. And, he said, if anything happens, call him. And it doesn't matter what time of day. If I need him, he's available. So, somebody's bothering me, or even the police come, different officers, he just said, tell them that you're working with me, and they won't bother you. So, anyways, he basically called the guy back that's complaining and let him know my situation, and that I am not a homeless person, from an encampment. I am not a drug addict. He actually had to ask me those questions, which I understand because there are so many people living this way. But yeah, so he was asking me, you don't have any addiction problems? Should we send social services? At first he said, we need to send social services out to you to make sure that you're okay. And I said, I'm fine. It's not that. If anything, I need an electrician and a plumber. That is my issue. But as far as, my health, I didn't even tell him that I'm disabled, or maybe I did, but I didn't tell him what my issues were. He has no idea that I just had 2 epidurals within the last 3 weeks. I just had another epidural on Monday, this last Monday. And yeah, man, that one hurt so bad. Oh my God. Gosh, the first one, I didn't even feel it with the lidocaine and everything. But I guess he shot me up with a lot more lidocaine this time, and he said there was a pocket of lidocaine from the injection. And it just felt like a giant bruise that started at the top of my hip, in my butt area. all the way down to my leg, all the way down my right leg. It's from, the sciatic nerve. That was the reason for the injection to begin with, is my sciatic nerve. Anyways, so the guy was super cool, and yeah, we move on from there, right? So I order the inverter, and I've been watching these videos, and today I have to install it. So I just learned that I hate that there's this white, all over the bottom of my face. I even tried changing the filter. It's like light or no light. Like, I don't really have an in between. So, like, looking from here down, it's like white. Like, I don't even look like I'm alive, Like, so crazy. Anyways, so, Will, he said that you need to discharge the power from the batteries so they don't get shocked, and then I need to go buy an ohm, a battery resistor. He says that they're like $1 at any electronics store. However, all the electronic stores are closed today because it is Sunday. I absolutely cannot wait until tomorrow to install this inverter. It has to be done today. My toilet has been without a fan for 3 days now. That's my composting toilet. So the dirt just stinks. You know what I mean? Like, you can smell the dirt. I don't smell anything else. Like, anything else. I just smell the dirt. So when I go to the bathroom, the holes that are coming up where your stuff's going, it's coming up in my face, basically. And again, it's just the dirt. It's the peat moss that I buy. But unlike other people that use, like, the blocks, I have yet to buy one of those. I actually threw the one that came with the bus because I didn't realize that it was a hard block that you're supposed to break up. I figured it was old, and I threw it in the trash. Well, yeah, you're supposed to break up the block piece by piece and then just moisten it, and then, it's fine. But anyways, so I've been buying peat moss from Home Depot, just in a bag, just like regular dirt. So yeah, I'm really smelling that dirt when I try to go to the bathroom. But other than that, it's livable. It's just, I would love without it. The hardest part, I would say, is, like I said, having to run the generator all day and night, and then also I have to turn it off. I turned it off at 11 o'clock. Last night I pushed it until like 11:30, quarter to 12, and that was because I was charging all my devices and my battery-operated lights. I was going to show you up there, but the damn thing keeps falling, so I need to put some new Velcro on these things. I put Velcro on the bottom, and then I stick it to the roof. The other two are working great. I have one in the the hall right here behind me in front of my cabinetry, and then I have one in the front of the bus, and then I have this one that goes over my bed so I can read and do whatever, just have light back here. So we basically have all areas lit up. I would definitely recommend these for anybody that's living in this way. They were $30 from Lowe's. I have rechargeable batteries. I bought from Costco this kit that comes in a cute little plastic box. I wish I would have bought more. I bought two for gifts. Yeah, I bought 2 other ones for gifts. And I wish I would have kept them, really, because I bet you they're not even using them the way I use them consistently. But they are battery chargers, and this is Energizer batteries. Excuse me, an Energizer battery charger. So I have 2 of those. One without the case that I bought like 25 years ago, and then the one that I bought last year at Costco. And so they come with 4. The one that I got at Costco came with 4 AA's and 4 AAA's for rechargeable. It's excellent. It really makes a difference. I would never buy these if I didn't have rechargeable batteries, and I wouldn't recommend it either because they don't last a long time. But with rechargeable, at least you know that you can get a charge, and it's not trash, right? Like, so anyway, yeah. So The reason why I was crying, I know I kind of skipped over that, and it's because I was looking at pictures and videos, like I said, because I was going to upload this video for you guys to tell you what's going on. And I ran across pictures of Princess Blue, my baby, and Freebie. And God, Princess Blue, she was really not living. You know what I mean? She was definitely 17, and she just wasn't living anymore. She wasn't like a healthy, happy 17. She was living under the chair in my bedroom. She never wanted to come out, and if she did, it was for a short period of time, and then she would go back into the room. Oddly, just before I put her to sleep, she was starting to come out on occasion and hang out with me. But she just wasn't doing well. Her health was totally deteriorating, and I still don't really know what was wrong with her. I don't really know. I don't really know what was actually wrong with her, but she wasn't doing well. But with Freebie, it happened so fast, and he made it on the bus. Princess Blue was gone almost a year before we got on the bus. But with Freebie, he was here, and he was with us. And, he had a problem going to the bathroom because of his diabetes. No one ever explained to me that being a diabetic was causing him having problems going to the bathroom. They just gave me medicine to be able to give him. I used to give him a fluid, like cisapride. That's what it was called, cisapride. And it would help him with being able to go to the bathroom, keeping his poop small enough for him to be able to release, and then, eventually go. And obviously, with me moving into the bus, I got so busy, like I still am. I mean, every day I'm working my butt off in here. I'm alone, and I'm trying to do all this stuff by myself, and I'm trying to stay really strong to do it, and learning, everything as I go. But with Freebie, he just was having a hard time going to the bathroom, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger and started blowing up inside of him, basically. And I was taking him every single day to the emergency so that they can do an enema to try to help soften it so that he could go. And it just wasn't helping. And after 5 days of doing that daily at like a couple $100 a day, I ended up taking him to the 24-hour emergency in Glendale, and he was not doing well. And by the time I seen him the following day, they made me leave him, of course, and they had him hooked up to everything, and they were trying to get it to soften, and it just wasn't enough, and he wasn't able to push it out, and he was getting more and more miserable, of course. And then I talked to the doctor, and I asked maybe if I can come and maybe let him know that I'm still here and that I'm with him. I just can't be with him physically. Maybe it would lift and, lighten his spirits and, let him know I'm still here for him. But when I went there, his blood pressure had dropped so low. I mean, he barely made it through the night before, they said, and he was so spacey and out of it, and he was like trying to walk off the table. He was just staring up around, like above my head. And that kind of just gave me this sign, like that there were angels there, and it was time for him to go. He literally gave me like 2 face pushes on my arms while I was leaning down to be with him. And then he would just try to walk straight, and he would just walk like he was just walking right off of the table. If it wasn't for me catching him, he would have freaking hit the ground, and that's no joke. I mean, he was literally walking off the table. And so the doctor came in and asked me, if I wanted some more time with him before I left. so that they can continue to work on him and hook him back up to the machines and stuff. And so I just told her, like, I know what I need to do because I'm not going to make him suffer for me, you know. But man, I miss this kid so much. You know, he was my kid. Literally, my only son. For a lot of years, I never had a male cat. I never had a dog. I always had females, everything, you know. And so he was special. Not just because he was a boy and because he was my only boy, but he was very special. We had a bond that was really tight. Just like I do with Sheena, who's right behind me. There she is, listening and watching, you know. She's always close to me. Anyway, so, yeah, I just seen those pictures this morning, and I could just see it in the picture. In his eyes, he's just pleading, you know. You could just tell that he's so uncomfortable. It just breaks my heart. Like, I don't even think that I noticed that when I took the picture, you know. But I could see it now. I could see it in his eyes, you know. And that was when we were still in the apartment. It was before we had to move and everything. I really haven't told you guys that whole story either, but it's been a lot for us. You know, losing our home. I mean, this man literally took our home. He took our home from us, you know. I wasn't served with an eviction. I had a 5-day vacate notice on my door that I had to negotiate and give this guy $6,000 to be able to stay enough time to be able to get out of there. And I still went over that. Of course, 23 years of my life in that apartment had to be packed up and moved out immediately. Yeah, I mean, I still have to file a lawsuit against this guy, you know. I mean, during an eviction ban, and then he forced me to be around all these people. Like, I'm disabled. I would have never, ever been around that amount of people. I stayed home. I was always alone, and I had a caregiver. I lost my caregiver, so everything I do is due for me and with the help of whoever I can get it from. So, yeah, I mean, my life has changed, like, drastically. And in some ways, I think in a good way, honestly, because I was deteriorating on that couch. And that's the absolute truth. Life was passing me by. I was not going anywhere. I was not doing anything. And granted, I'm not really going anywhere right now, but I am in a way, because every day I have to go someplace to go pick something up or do something, and I'm around other people where I was never around anyone. Of course, I always wear a mask anywhere I go, like if I'm around anyone. I'm dying to get out and do something, like just do something away from the bus that's entertaining. I feel like everything that I do every day has been on the bus and for us to be able to move on and do what we need to do to travel, to be able to see all those beautiful places that I've looked at and talked about. And, you know, yeah, I'm just still not there. I need a plumber and I need an electrician. I need my lights installed, and I need an electrical outlet installed on the left side of the bus. It's going to happen. I'm not bitching and complaining, because I know everything happens in its time, and, you know, whatever. It's going to work itself out. And I'm a strong person, thank God. I'm a survivor, and I've been able to just push on the best I can. I just wanted to update you guys, and I'm sorry for getting emotional, but like I said, I just miss him, you know. I just miss him so much. Like, he should not have gone. It was far before his time. Other than that, he was super healthy. He was a really happy cat. And to watch him go through that, it was truly heartbreaking. And I see it every single time I look at a picture of him. It just breaks my heart. But I mean, I cry every time I think of him. I don't think I know anybody or anything that I've ever had, like an animal, that does that for me. Like, he is definitely the first and only that's made me feel this way. Even with my niece's passing on October 29th, 2020, was truly devastating for me, and I still have not grieved for that. I haven't had a chance to really spend time, you know. She overdosed on fentanyl, which I didn't even know she was doing. And, yeah, I didn't even know what fentanyl was. I never even heard the name until afterwards. And then, of course, it was everywhere. And hearing all these people overdosing on it, and it was just really bad. So, yeah, she was like my kid. For those of you who don't know me, she was more like my kid than her mom and dad. Her dad is my brother, and he's always been away, pretty much in prison the majority of his life, and his mom on drugs. So, I mean, her mom on drugs. So, yeah, I didn't, I've been taking care of her since she was an infant. Literally, actually, before she was born, in her mother's stomach, I was taking care of her. That kid and I had a bond her entire life. And it, mostly felt like she was mine. But I put her in a foster home to get her away from them. And, yeah, I was really hopeful. But genes, man, it just doesn't matter. Like, it just doesn't matter. Genes, shit's in your genes. If you guys don't realize that, it is. And if you think that you can combat it and whatever, like depression and things, they say that it gets passed down through your genes. It does. It really does. And she struggled, and she had a hard time with having parents that were drug addicts and not taking the time to be there for her. She needed a mom and dad. She didn't need an aunt being her mom, and she didn't need foster parents being her mom. She needed her mom and dad, and she was just not okay with any other life. That was just it. She was just highly depressed. And then she got pregnant and lost a baby that was stillborn, and that was it for her. Like, her entire life changed. I mean, she was just a different person. She wouldn't open up to anybody. She was just different. So she's with her son now. She's with the foster moms. Both of them actually passed away. From what I understand, I was close to one, but the other one I wasn't really close to. But I heard that she passed as well, so actually all three of them are together again. Anyways, I gotta get up now and start working on this inverter. It looks like I can install it exactly the same way that I took the other one off. I just need to go get this the resistor, the battery's resistor, to discharge any electricity that's in it, because I don't want to get shocked. And he's basically saying that if you touch the terminal to the battery or to the inverter without doing this, you could get shocked, and you can actually, it has such a powerful charge that it can chip away the metal ring that you're attaching it to, the terminals. And he actually showed in his video a big chunk of metal that had discharged from the power that was produced once he touched it with the ring, the battery cable. So that's my first step today before I'm so glad that I seen that video, honestly, because I would have just installed it. That's exactly what I would have done. And, I don't know a lot of electrical stuff, but I'm learning. And I spent quite a few hours, I guess, watching solar videos. Really, Will Prowse, if you guys don't know who he is, it's Will is his first name, and then Prowse, Prowse, I believe. But if you're living off-grid and you are doing solar or anything with electricity, this guy is like the bomb. I mean, seriously, he's so smart. He's a young man, but he's super duper intelligent when it comes to electrical stuff. So I've dedicated quite a few hours to Mr. Will, and I feel like I've learned enough to be able to get this thing installed today and get us back on our solar. And I am so ready for that. I have no water pump, so I've had no water for the last 3 days other than what I can get out of a bottle. And now I'm actually using my drinking water to be able to, wash my hands and stuff like that, because I ran out of the hose water that I filled up. So yeah, anyways, I need a shower. I need a shower. Of course, my friend offered to be able to let me come and shower over there, which, if I can't get this thing taken care of today, I would definitely consider. But I have every intentions of installing this and it working today. I even got a larger inverter than what I had. I originally had a 3,000 watt. I decided to go 4,000 because Will said bigger is better. Get the biggest one you can get and grow into it if you need to. That way, if I need to get more batteries, which I intend to do, and panels, I will have the inverter that can handle it instead of buying exactly what you need, which I think is what I did with getting the 3,000. I was like right there at that line. I mean, I was below it, but definitely. I mean, I'm running a $2,800 watt generator. It's a Honda, and they say that it's the truest generator to its truest CCs, like that it advertises. So you're really getting the power of the 2,800 is basically what they say. Unlike other generators will advertise 1 cc, whatever the cc's is, and then it's actually less than that. So anyways, so we haven't had any problems. As a matter of fact, I had my refrigerator up on high yesterday just to hold a good cold last night, because the night before it didn't. And I went shopping, of course. And so when I woke up yesterday, turning the generator off at 10, 11 o'clock at night, it's a long time before it comes on again. Because I don't want to turn it on at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning and bother anybody, of course. So yeah, it's a battle with the generator, and I'm sure most people know that are running generators. If you don't have solar or you're using it as backup like me, people complain, and really that's all it's about, is just people complaining about it. I have the quietest generator that you can buy. You can't even hear it from the corner. If you stood on the corner of the street that I'm parked next to, you cannot hear it. Even the officer said he couldn't even hear it from his car parked right behind my bus. So, for people to complain, it's almost crazy, actually. Anyways, I'm going to go. I don't want to keep going, because I do that, seem to be doing that a lot anyways. I don't know why. I'm just thinking as I'm talking to you guys. So, I've never done a video like this before. And, yeah, there I go again. Actually, I did do a video like this that day that I went to Home Depot and I was having a tough time. So, yeah. But anyways, I just wanted to check in with you guys. I'd like to let you guys know, more of what's going on. It's a little harder for me to do videos alone, but maybe I could do a video today of me installing the inverter. That would be funny, right? Well, I don't know, funny, but it would be great to watch it be done and exciting once I turn it on and I can have everything back to normal. So anyways, we love you guys and we wish you well, and yeah, send us your prayers and your blessings, because boy do we need them. All right, I love you. Bye. Say bye, Sky. My little passed out buddy. Can you see him in here? Yeah, there he is. And that's how I woke up this morning. I literally woke up facing his face and his feet on my chin. Super cute. Anyways, I love you. Bye.